people's willingness to act hasn't moved. People's willingness to act in 2021 was exactly the same as in 2014. And the reason for that is that raising awareness of climate change in itself doesn't lead to the behavior change that we're after. So communicating about climate change, about the urgency of the crisis, in itself doesn't lead to the changes that need to happen. And the reasons for that are sitting in something that Steve already mentioned, that threat messaging that is inherent in all of the crisis, the code red for humanity messaging, doesn't help people to understand how to act. It tells them that there's a big problem, but it doesn't help us to understand what to do about it. And what that means is, in terms of the psychological responses that people then have to that kind of messaging, the outcomes of that is confusion and fragmentation of opinion about what it is that we should be doing. The confusion sits in the fact that there are so many different voices out there saying that we should move all the way from overthrowing capitalism and bringing in a new system, to radical system change, to tinkering with the current system, to not doing anything at all. And that means that people look at all of these different messages that come out about the things that need to happen, and if they don't have their own strong opinions that form about this, they will go like, this is confusing, I don't know what I should be doing. Should I install a heat pump, or should I actually insulate my home, or should I be doing both of them, or whatever. When it comes to transport, should I buy an electric vehicle, or should I give up my car at all, or should I move closer to my workplace so that I don't need to have that transport anymore at all? So those kinds of that kind of confusion sits with across a certain percentage of the population. The other thing that is happening is that fragmentation of opinion, where people who do form their own strong opinions about this come to hold a set of positions that might say that they want this thing to the exclusion of all the other ones. So some people will say, well, it's not individuals who need to change their behavior, it's governments that need to regulate, or it's businesses that need to lead. Some of these divisions might happen on a much more granular scale. So you could have fights even within people who are concerned about climate change between those who think we should all become vegan and those who think that we should have high quality food produced with love and care. Or you might have disagreements of opinion about whether we need nuclear energy or whether we need more renewable energy, etc., etc. So these kinds of fragmentation of opinion then feeds that confusion that exists for those people who haven't yet made up their minds about this. Yeah, that's sort of where, from my opinion, we are at the moment. But we have ways of breaking through this. So.